There's a word called cabron, quite bold and strong, for calling someone an asshole who does others wrong. It's best used with care, lest you make a mistake, for calling someone that can cause quite the quake. In feminine form, cabrona, you see, can label a bitch as mean as can be, but wield it with caution or face a storm, for these words pack a punch, not quite the norm. So if you must use them, make sure they fit, for cabron and cabrona don't easily quit. A linguistic spice, like hot pepper's heat. It's best served with humor, or not at all. Neat. Hee hee hee.
Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Time. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at news from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at headlines that are important to us as a community of English-speaking locals. We also take a look at your comments, ideas, and suggestions, and combine all this information and put it to good use as we try to enjoy the best Puerto Vallarta has to offer. If this sounds like something you would enjoy, grab your coffee or grab your favorite beverage and just stick around for the next few minutes. We're going to have a good show. Before I forget, I want to give a nice welcome home to our dear friend and community partner, Michael Buford, who just came back from a long vacation and a very well-deserved one. I understand through a message that he sent me this morning that Siam PV and Bravos will be open for business as of tomorrow. So if you've been craving some Thai food or a nice big shank or any other specialties that are available at either restaurants, how about some carrot cake? Yummy. Anyhow, today we have interesting and important news to share, so sit tight as always. If you have something important to share with us and would like to make sure that we acknowledge it, excuse me, please write a capital letter Q on top of your comment, and we'll be happy to acknowledge it. And of course, if you're watching live for the first time, please add a capital letter N, and we'll give you a nice little welcome. And if you're watching later on in the day on Facebook or YouTube, thank you. Thank you for watching. Every single watch is important to us, and we are happy to keep everyone connected. So let me just switch over to our news. Our very dark news. Why does this happen? Sometimes I have no idea. But, you know, city workers, let's talk about this because it's important. City workers went on strike yesterday at 8 a.m., blocking traffic outside of City Hall and turning the surrounding areas into vehicular chaos. The strike was started by the Union of Public Workers at City Hall. She argued that 97 unionized workers were dismissed, which is actually against the law. On the other hand, Mayor Martinez argued that the employees involved were not unionized, at least not yet, as they did not fulfill all the requirements. This unfortunate event went on for most of the day yesterday. And all I can say is I'm grateful for heading into that area yesterday afternoon by way of the Libramiento and not through El Centro, as I understand that traffic was very, very chaotic. Am I surprised that these things are happening just as we're about to end the administration? Actually, I'm not. It's the nature of the beast. And speaking of ending of administrations and whatnot, we have a new president coming in, a new federal administration. They're all just around the corner. And when it comes to much needed funding for highway maintenance in the state of Jalisco, it seems like Governor Alfaro was left all dressed up and ready to go, but with no favorable response from the federal government, despite promises made by outgoing President Lopez Obrador. So, will we have better highways anytime in the near future? At least the toll-free highways, I don't think so. And while we're talking about presidential inaugurations, diplomatic tensions between Spain and Mexico are on the rise with the impending inauguration of Claudia Sheinbaum as the first female president of Mexico. I'm going to break this down to you in a nutshell. It's not that complicated, although it is. Some time ago, during his presidency, President López Obrador requested an apology to the King of Spain for the conquering of Mexico and all that meant for our country during the following 300 years. Now, that was a long time ago, and some people argue that this is important and necessary, while others, as painful as it may have been at the time, have moved on, but not our president. So, at the time when President López Obrador made that request to the government of Spain, the King of Spain ignored the request, and now Claudia Sheinbaum has decided not to invite the King of Spain to her inauguration, and there you have it. Is this going to be a war? Of course not. This is just diplomatic, this, that, and the other. Our relationship with the country, with Spain, continues to be as good as it's ever been, and I trust that some people don't get invited to the party. That's the end of it all. You tell me what you think of that. You tell me what you think. Does Mexico need or deserve an apology from your point of view? If you ask me, I don't know. I really don't know. I think there are more important things to worry about, but what do I know? And speaking of important things to worry about, Hurricane John touched land on the coast of Guerrero earlier this week. But apparently that's not the end of the story. After degrading to a tropical storm, John has regained strength, becoming a Category 1 hurricane again, and is now heading north along the coast. And when I say north, I mean it's heading right directly in our direction. Here's a screenshot I took of Windy earlier today. As you can see, it was first moving over here, then it landed in Guerrero as a Category 3 hurricane and even touched land. But now it's gone back onto the ocean and is located right here. And it is expected to develop into a Category 2 hurricane and go back onto the land where it right around Manzanillo, where it will degrade again. And then it, at the very least, it will drop some interesting weather in town. We don't know exactly whether it will follow this same path that is predicted, but we'll keep our eyes open on this one. It can make a big difference whether the hurricane is inland or over the sea, because these weather phenomena tend to degrade when they reach land. So if it goes onto land, it will turn into a tropical storm and we'll get a lot of rain. If it stays in the ocean, it may increase in strength and things may get interesting for us by Saturday mid-morning. Of course, I'll keep you posted on whatever we can find out. In the meantime, let us take a look at what our snarky weatherman has to say about all of this. And Snarky Weatherman says, beep boop, it's partly fucking cloudy. Well, it must be. I haven't even looked out the window this morning because I'm busy doing what we are doing here, of course. But I can tell you that we are now enjoying 31 degrees of weather. Humidity is at 81%. And when the air is not moving, boy, is it challenging. And that is the case right now. I feel very schwitzy, in case you needed to know that. Our weather forecast for today says mostly cloudy skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 28%, a high of 33, and a low of 25. Then tomorrow, overcast skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 81%, a high of 32, and a low of 24. And for Saturday morning, which is when this weather phenomenon is expected to reach Puerto Vallarta, the weather forecast says that we're going to have rain in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 86%, a high of 31, and a low of 23. Now, I'm happy to say that I'll be heading to Guadalajara Saturday morning, but if you're going to be in town, make sure you're well protected. I'll keep an eye on the weather, and I'll make sure to share whatever I discover with everyone. If not in tomorrow's live broadcast, I will post whatever I can find tomorrow afternoon, and of course, Saturday will be pre-recorded. Now, moving right along, some of you may be interested to know that Cristalería La Única, the kitchen specialty shop with branches in Versalles and Fluvial, is having a 3-day sale, a bazaar. The event will take place today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Cristalería La Única is located on Francisco Villa, right across from Whiskey Kitchen, and on Lago Victoria in Fluvial, right next to Lick's Ice Cream. So if you're looking for kitchen-related chingaderas, accessories, and whatnot, I shop at this store frequently. Well, as frequently as I need, but it's a great shop. So it may be worth your while checking out what is on sale today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And I'm happy to report that we had an awesome interview in the spotlight yesterday afternoon with our dear friend and supporter, Daniel Houze, who is in town for a few days. He shared fascinating insights into his work as a live streaming professional, and I learned that this webcam that we're using right now, this webcam that is pointing at my face, has been pointed at Oprah Winfrey and Prince Charles. So I'm feeling quite giddy for no particular reason. Anyhow, that is what I have to share with you. Oh, and of course, this afternoon, we're going to have a great music appreciation presentation with Great Mexican Songs Volume 2. I have handpicked 10 awesome songs. Some have to do with love. Some have to do with hate. Some have to do with racial discrimination. And we're going to explore all the lyrics and the way these songs have shaped Mexico. And I think it'll be very fun and very insightful. It'll start at 5 o'clock this afternoon with air-conditioned comfort at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. I hope to see some of you there. And what do we have? Lots of good mornings. Albert, you've been on my mind. I'm glad that you're back from your canoe trip. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I can't wait to hear all the details when you're back in town. Kathy has 18 more days. Yay. And of course, we already acknowledged our dear friend Michael. Michael, it is great to have you back. And Betsy has a nice comment about yesterday's interview on the Spotlight, and I'm happy to hear that. And let's see what else we have. Yay, Lars is coming home, so all is well in the world. Let's see. Dun-dun-dun-dun. More good mornings. Thank you very much for those. Let's see. Oh, that's a big one. Well, they can take the payout and then reapply for their job again. What also was interesting is that SEAPAL yesterday published the automatic payment machines were not working and people could pay in person at the offices. What a cash grab before they change office in what, 2 days or so, just saying. Well, yes, Michael, as you know, things always get interesting at the end of the administrations. So only God knows what horrendous permits are being authorized at City Hall this week, and we'll learn about them in the next few weeks or so. It is what it is. And then there's your comments about apologies. Thank you very much for that. Erlinda says, I ordered from Oculto chiles en nogada, delicious, flavorful, and tasty. A treat for the palate, highly recommended. Thank you very much for mentioning that, Erlinda, because you remind me of letting you know that you have until noon today, to order your takeout chiles en nogada at Oculto, which will be available for you to pick up on, I believe it's Saturday at noon. And this will be the last Saturday where Oculto is going to be doing this, so enjoy if you can. Boom, boom, boom. The storm track for John is the same track as Nora took a couple of years ago, which gave us horrendous flooding and rains here in Puerto Vallarta. I am well aware of that, Joe, and it's nature. I really hope it doesn't get ugly. We'll keep an eye on this one, that's for sure. And Mijal, who's my neighbor, says, oh no, a kitchen stuff bazaar. And I say, oh yes, girlfriend. There is some stuff right in between your house and mine for us to go and take a look at. Yes. Okay, let's see what else we have. Oh, how nice. Pat says, I hope to see you this afternoon. Let's see how it goes. I hope to see you too. Pat sometimes comes to my presentations, and I look forward to that. Betsy, of course, will be there, and I'm looking forward to that. And this seems to be what we have available for today. So I am going to wrap this up, not without reminding you to like, subscribe, follow Coffee and Headlines, recommend it to your friends. That goes a long way in helping us reach more and more like-minded individuals. And if you find great connections here, if you save some money with the information that you learn, or maybe discover something wonderful, please consider subscribing to Coffee and Headlines or buying us a coffee. It goes a long way in making sure that we can continue to provide you with great content every single day. So I'll keep an eye on the weather. I suggest you do too, and I will see you either this afternoon at the joint, or I will see you tomorrow morning. Take care.